Sometimes heroes come in small packages, with whiskers and paws. And sometimes, these heroes can't even see the world they're changing. This is the story of Bruno, a blind cat who proved that vision isn't required to see love. In the quiet halls of an animal shelter hospital, a special connection was forming. Working at the shelter, Kelsey was going about her daily routine when she met a small, sickly cat. His eyes couldn't see her, but somehow he chose her. Despite his blindness and poor health, there was something about this kitten that touched her heart. This was Bruno, and this was the beginning of an extraordinary journey. As March 2020 arrived, so did Bruno in his new home. What started as a trial run quickly became permanent. Kelsey realized the bond between them was unlike anything she had experienced before. Bruno was meant to stay with her. This guy may not have been able to see his new home, but he navigated it with a curiosity and confidence that defied his disability. But Bruno wasn't the only one who gained a new family member. There was Ed, the dog brother who had become Bruno's best animal friend. The two formed an unlikely but heartwarming friendship, though Bruno wasn't above being a bit mischievous.
Bruno! Bruno, are you eating dog food?
He developed quite the talent for stealing Ed's food and sneaking into his bed when Ed wasn't looking. After all, what are brothers for? What was most fascinating about Bruno was how he sometimes seemed to forget he couldn't see. He would sit by the window, his face turned toward the outside world as if watching the birds fly by. He would stare at the fireplace, seemingly mesmerized by the dancing flames he couldn't actually see. It was moments like these that made his mom wonder what exactly Bruno could sense that others couldn't. Unfortunately, blindness wasn't Bruno's only health challenge. There came a time when Bruno lost his appetite and developed digestive problems. Kelsey grew worried as her usually spirited cat became lethargic and unwell. Thankfully, the shelter hospital staff who had first cared for Bruno as a kitten were there again to help. The same doctor who had treated him earlier stepped in once more. And when Bruno started playing again after treatment, Kelsey's heart soared. The return of his playful spirit signaled that he was on the mend. But their challenges were far from over. A more serious threat was looming. One day, Bruno's mom noticed something wasn't right with her furry friend. Tests confirmed her worst fears. Bruno had developed FIP, a typically fatal feline disease, and fluid was building up in his chest. For many cats, this would be the beginning of the end. But Kelsey wasn't ready to give up. She learned about an experimental treatment, not yet FDA approved, but showing promising results. It would require 84 daily injections over 12 weeks and cost nearly $5,000. But if it meant saving Bruno, she was willing to try. I know I have given him the best life I could, she shared online. He's always been a happy, angel of a cat who fights to stay with us every day. I owe it to Bru to give him one last chance. The treatment began, and the daily injections became their new routine. Some days, Bruno would sit patiently, accepting his fate with dignity. Other days, he would protest with growl, making his displeasure known to everyone. Finding injection sites became challenging as Bruno's skin developed scar tissue from the repeated needles. The shots burned, and Bruno didn't understand why his beloved human was causing him pain, but he trusted her and could sense it was for his own good. Pain medication helped, and his mom's soothing voice provided comfort. It wasn't easy for either of them, but they persevered together. 2 weeks into the treatment, there was a glimmer of hope. Bruno's blood work showed remarkable improvement, jumping from the danger zone to normal levels. His mom shared the news with tears in her eyes. His miracle drugs are working! As the treatment continued, something amazing happened. Bruno transformed back into his old self, eating voraciously, snuggling with everyone, running and playing with renewed energy. He was fighting, and he was winning. Word of Bruno's battle spread, and donations began pouring in from friends and strangers alike. The financial burden eased as the community rallied around the blind cat who refused to give up. I'm in tears looking through my Venmo and seeing the donations, Kelsey shared. We love you all so much. You are saving my sweet boy. After 12 grueling weeks and 84 shots, Bruno completed his treatment. His blood work was perfect, and he looked better and plumper than ever before. But the journey wasn't over yet. A 12-week observation period followed, with everyone holding their breath, hoping the disease wouldn't return. Finally, the day arrived. 84 days of injections, plus 84 days of observation, plus perfect final blood work equaled one incredible announcement. Bruno was officially cured of FIP. The cat that was supposed to die was very much alive and thriving. Words cannot express my thanks to every penny that was donated to his care, Kelsey wrote. Our baby Bru is alive and well today because you saved him. With his health restored, Bruno embraced life with gusto. Perhaps a bit too much gusto when it came to food. He ate so enthusiastically that he became somewhat rotund. After all he'd been through, his mom couldn't help but smile at this new problem. Remembering how skinny and sick he had been, seeing him plump and happy was a joy. Nevertheless, health is health, so Bruno reluctantly found himself on a diet. His mom brought an automatic feeder, counted calories, and tried to ensure he got enough exercise. But Bruno, ever the clever cat, developed an impressive talent for food theft. Being blind didn't stop him from finding and claiming unattended snacks with ninja-like precision. Blindness certainly didn't diminish Bruno's adventurous spirit either. He loved exploring outdoors, navigating by his other heightened senses. He even tried his paw at hunting, proving that determination can overcome any obstacle. Bruno's family continued to grow when Minnie Lou joined the household. Minnie Lou, part munchkin with cerebellar hypoplasia, had been rescued from a cruel situation. Bruno took to his feline sister immediately. He also grew especially attached to his dad, adding another special relationship to his collection of loved ones. Through it all, the blindness, the illness, the recovery, Bruno has remained the same loving, spirited cat who captured Kelsey's heart in that shelter hospital. He can't see the impact he'd had on those around him. He can't see the tears his story has prompted or the smiles his antics have caused. But perhaps that's what makes his journey so powerful. He doesn't need vision to understand love. He feels it in the gentle hands that cared for him through illness, in the warm bodies of his animal siblings cuddled beside him, and in the home that became a sanctuary. For a cat who lives in darkness, Bruno has brought remarkable light into the world.